fairly relaxed, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only certain.
It's got wind.
There's only certain, like there's only so many certain styles you can write anyway. It's not like I can write, you know, a film review as a haiku. It's just it's gonna look like a film review, whatever you do. But what I mean is, like a really formulaic film review might be, okay, paragraph 1 is the background of the film, or a synopsis of the film. Paragraph 2 is about the director. 3 is the actors. 4 is a summary. Sometimes you can just write, like one of the best reviews I ever saw was about. I forget the film, but basically the film was so bad, this guy spent 500 words just saying the worst thing that ever happened to him. It's like he'd seen his grandma die. And he just wrote 500 words about how it was so horrible seeing his grandma pass away. It was just the worst thing. And the last sentence was just, and it was still better than this film. That was his review. And I think you could, Leftlion would let you do stuff like that, whereas any other publication that I know of probably wouldn't. So yeah, when I say you keep your own style, what I mean is it's kind of more keeping your own voice and writing how you want to write rather than how they want you to write. Which is how, again, I might just slag off on my quote, but how kind of they made me write.
I don't see, like, say how you said that you work with a Nottingham Post and they would take your writing and rearrange it. I just don't understand the point of you writing in the first place, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with it. That's why I quit. Yeah. It's just, I think their readers, I think they kind of tend to have an older readership, so their readers are used to reading in a certain way, maybe.
Is that what it's
maybe
like?
I'm just a bad writer, I don't know. They might just change it just thing, I don't know.
Is that what it's like for most publications?
I don't know. I mean, like I say, I write a lot of copy, and when you write sort of, like one of the things I do a lot is so I wrote for Hallmark for like 3 years, like the card company.
Yeah.
And to advertise their products, they'll have a fake blog, like Mary's blog about what to do with your kids and C-suite holidays, and it'll be a picture of Mary, and all like Mary doesn't exist. She's just a model. It's just a picture of someone, and then Mary's ideas are me, just writing what I do with my imaginary kids and C-suite holidays. So when you're writing something like that, like I don't have a problem with writing in someone else's voice because it's not my name. It's fake Mary. It's her blog. But when I'm putting my name to it and then chopping and changing it, that kind of feels weird. Like it makes it reading paper, and it's just that doesn't feel right to me. So, yeah, it's where your own integrity sits. I think that's probably the biggest thing. Yeah, if you want to write professionally, this shouldn't even be a thing. But just never, ever, ever even think about missing a deadline. It's not. Don't even see it as an option because they will not care if the worst thing in the world's happened to you. Just never miss a deadline. Set your own, if your deadline's on a Friday, set your own deadline for a Wednesday. Make your own deadline before the actual deadline, because sometimes things do happen. I'm really lucky that my girlfriend's the head of English at a school in Nottingham, so I have a proofreader, so after she's marked her 30 essays for the day, she'll sit and read my stupid articles. So if you can find a reliable proofreader, that's great. If you can't, never proofread something when you've just written it. Leave it for at least a day, sleep on it, then come back to it and look at it. Yeah, people will, like editors are the most stressed people in the world. People who edit magazines and newspapers are the most stressed because they're dealing with like 100 people. They're writing as much as any writer is. And it's just a miserable, miserable existence. So never make their lives harder than they need to be. If you can make their lives easier, that's great, they'll love you. But they'll always hire a more reliable writer with less talent than the most talented writer in the world who lets them down all the time. Because they'd rather have an article that's 100% finished that they're 80% happy with than 80% of an article that they're 100% happy with. You need the whole thing. It doesn't matter how good it is, or it doesn't matter how good it is, but like I say, they want the finished product. Yeah, like I say, make contacts, maintain your contacts. And it's kind of goofy because I hate like networky thing. You go and like, hey, here's my card, and you know, it's not natural to me. But if you can make contact naturally through people, just through chat and people and stuff like that, and not force it, then that's a great way to sort of. That's why Nottingham's good, I think, stuff like that. Because there's a lot of places you can go to, like I say, for film, there's Tweet Up, which is every, you know, like like the last Thursday month, something like that, and 10, and then there's Shooters, which is the Irish. It is tonight. Yeah. Stuff like that we can go, and it's kind of, some of them are more formal, some of them are more relaxed, but it's just a really great way to get to meet and talk to people. Yeah, I'd say the two biggest things, maintaining your own integrity, which everyone's integrity is different, but don't, and it kind of ties into the second thing, is just always write honestly. You're always going to write something that people disagree with, and that's fine. You're always going to write something, well, not always, but there's a good chance you're going to write something that offends someone, and that's fine. As long as you genuinely believe what you're writing, then, and you can back it up, then that's fine. Because, I don't know, people love, more than ever, people really love to be offended. But like, it's just like a hobby for people to just find things that offend them. So they're always going to try and pick at your work and try and find something that they don't like. And rather than just seeing it and thinking, oh, that's fine, I'll just go live my life now. They'll say, I don't like that, that needs to go away. So you always have to be able to back up. Never write anything that you want to offend people that you don't genuinely believe in. But if you have an opinion and you believe in it, don't worry, it's going to offend people. Also, the life of a writer is genuinely miserable and lonely and horrible, but it's fine, because when you've written something that you're happy with, that's the best thing in the world. When you've written something and you know that you've either started a conversation or that you've changed someone's opinion, you've made them think about something differently, that's a really great feeling to me. And the very, very, very last thing is that if you haven't, you should always read Ernest Hemingway. He's the best writer in the world. Whether you want to read scripts, whether you want to write scripts, or you want to know more about writing, Ernest Hemingway is the best writer ever lived. And he'll tell you everything you need to know, more than I have done in the last half an hour.
Oh man,
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's everything from me. Thank you very much.